you know, if you have a chair to work with, there are a few things you can do in a chair. Some of them won't work as well, and you'll see that as we go. But honor the client's limitations. And so for all of us, the seated position is going to be very nice to experience. But there's some people who it's just not going to be as appropriate. Okay. So I'm going to ask Val to sit up nice and tall, so she's lifting through her center. And she's going to keep her chest lifted even as I come in and start to do the compressions. So the perch and sink, I'm going to start with my fingers forward and my thumbs very close to the sides of her neck. I can go a little knock-kneed here to get a little lower, and also to give her just the sense of a chair. But I'm going to ask her not to collapse into the chair, but rather to keep that sitting up through the center of her body. And then I'm just going to sink. So same kind of straight arms, my shoulders over my arms, my chest nice and broad. Okay, just as if I'm about to do a plank pose or a downward facing dog, and with my hands on her shoulders. And she keeps that lift through her center, but her shoulders get to start to relax now. Okay. So nice deep breaths. Receiver. Okay. There's a whole variety of techniques we can do here. We can come out. So 2 or 3 positions from very close to the neck, center of the shoulder, all the way out over the shoulders. We can come back in. I can also turn my fingers backwards. I'll try this a little bit when practice. Always looking out for the hair with this technique. Okay. I can sink down, and I just get a little different part of the muscle when I turn the fingers backwards. I can ask Val while I'm here in this compression to turn her head a little bit side to side, which creates a nice stripping effect on those muscles. And another alternative, just like we did earlier, I can come in with that thumb. So again, I'm creating that nice straight line from the shoulder all the way through the thumb, a little hug here, so that energy comes straight down as if I'm about to do a thumb stand. Much more intense tool. Okay, this is one of the areas that people come in with the most complaints about, right? In any kind of body working practice. Probably half or more of the people that come in, oh, my neck and shoulders. It's really powerful to spend a little time here. Sinking down into the thumbs, and again, she can move her head side to side, or even sort of free form, move the head. Which is hard to do, by the way, with my thumbs digging in here. But she gets another really nice stretching sensation from that. Okay, so anywhere and everywhere over the shoulders. And I'm going to move on quickly here, so we'll have more time to practice. Okay. Second one is the angel wing stretch. So here I'm going to turn my 1 foot sideways against Val's back, providing that little sense of a chair. Take a little step back, so again, a little bit of a warrior pose, or a fencer's lunge. And I'll ask her to let her arms be loose. Okay? So I'll start lifting the arms up. So it's as if I'm lifting 2 suitcases. Notice I'm keeping them in close to the sides of her body so the arms are parallel as they come up behind her. So position 1, I'm here under her bicep, right? Position 2, I can actually scoop down underneath the elbow. So I'm holding on around the forearm, and I can lift from there. Okay. Again, I'm listening. Another essay in there, which you can read at home, listening for the echo. So I'm listening for that subtle release, taking her to her threshold, listening for that subtle release. There you go. Okay. By the way, there's lots of essays, like 40-some essays on the website. There's probably 8 or 10 of them in your book, but there's 40 or more of them on the website. So if you enjoy those essays, really wonderful way to learn more about the philosophy and stuff, to check those out on the website. Lots of really good stuff. And we're adding more all the time. So go ahead and lace your fingers together for me. So the transition, you saw that from the angel wing to full spinal decompression, right? We're here, sweeping the arms up. I'll ask the receiver to please lace your fingers together. Okay? This one takes a little finesse. So I'm going to come into wrapping her fingers around my forearm, I can use my other arm to support this, okay? What I'm trying to do here is keep this nice straight trajectory, so I'm not twisting her when I do this move. I'm also not bending my bicep so much that I crush her fingers in here. So I'm going to keep the arm open, hold the wrist. Okay, the object, just like we did with the head yesterday, is to decompress the whole spine. So I'll have Val take a big breath in, big exhale, and I'll step back. Okay, that's how I get the force. Notice she's coming up over my hip and lean. Okay, step back and lean. Okay, for Eve. Here, okay, like a suitcase. Okay. Or like a purse, right? For me, this is harder because I have to go down so low. But for you, especially with taller people, that's going to be much easier. Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay. We've got the half bridge and the bridge. Okay. These are exactly the same technique, except the position of my legs. So I'm just going to demonstrate one for the sake of time. Okay. Half bridge. I'll have my knees bent like so. The reason we call this one the half, this one's actually the more intense of the two, is that because my legs create this kind of slope, when I lay Val down over my legs, she's going to feel a lot more on this one side of her back where my thigh is thicker than she does on the other. When we did the second one, the full bridge, we straighten the legs out, okay? She's going to feel a more even and softer back bend through the whole back. So this one's a little kinder. I don't always do both in the same session. I might do this one with someone who's a little less